This video is a beginner's guide to filming videos. I'll walk you through my quick and easy formula in a second, but I will explain the steps in a little more detail as we go along. So check out the timestamps and the chapters below in case you want to jump ahead to a specific step or return to it sometime in the future. I'll give you some tips if you're filming yourself, but I'll also include some pointers in case you have a buddy on board to help you create your piece of content. Here's the formula. When you're capturing footage, think of wide, medium, and close-up shots. I'm entering an area. You see my bag. Close-up on what's in the bag. I'm entering a store. I reach for a product. I take in the aroma.
I'm walking on a path. I bend down to tie my shoelace. I tie my shoelace.
A wide is the establishing shot. It gives context. Where are you? A medium shot is a bit of a nudge for where you want the audience to focus their eyes. And then a close-up leaves very little to the imagination. You make it pretty obvious about what you want the audience to see and what you want them to focus on. Now, you don't have to use them in this order of wide, medium, close-up, wide, medium, close-up.
Here's an example of where I use a combination of wide, medium, and close-up shots to move through a sequence. Using a combination of shots helps with pacing and audience retention.
These are easy enough to film yourself by placing your camera on a tripod. For delicious looking footage, focus on filming when the lighting isn't particularly harsh.
You can use an ND filter. And strangely, my GoPro handles bright light far better than my DSLR in auto mode, that is.
But gentle lighting makes for expensive looking footage. If you're shooting indoors somewhere and you cannot manipulate the lighting, try to find a good angle. But this is obviously easier said than done. But try to avoid raccoon eyes from overhead lights. And then also watch out for that deer in headlights face. This happens when you have a bright light removing all the humanity from your face. But seriously, as a beginner, I fell for this one too. You think, wow, all my imperfections are gone when I shine a bright light directly in my face. The thing is, it just doesn't look natural. Show us who you are by letting the natural shadows dance across the one side of your face when you light yourself softly. Now, I by no means have invested in elaborate lighting just yet. So what I do is just have a bright light towards the side of my room so that it does allow for that natural shadow. But then sometimes I will also sit near a window and allow natural light to light up the one side of my face, allowing again for that beautiful ripple of natural shadows to embrace the surface area of the other side of my face. So you don't have to spend a lot of money on lighting, and I will include a DIY lighting video that I've made somewhere in the screen or in the description if you want to check that one out later. But the first variable is footage.
Get those wide, medium, and close-up shots. If you want to truly add some spice, get those angles. Tilt the camera for some top-down action and tilt it again for some inspirational moments.
With footage, when you think you've got the shot, try 3 different ways as well. Trust me, your editing self will thank you later for the effort that you made during the filming portion of things. If you're not moving, move the camera. If you are moving, don't be scared to move the camera as well.
But movement adds so much to a video. You can obviously have some slower moments, but let's talk about movement quickly.
Say you're filming a stationary object. You can move your camera past an object in the foreground to reveal the object behind it. Focus on your main object though. If you're working on your laptop, consider a gentle pan from left to right. If you're filming by yourself, place your camera on a tripod, but move it back a little wider than the actual shot you want, so that in post you can zoom in a little and move that clip from left to right.
But movement is also captivating, at least from my perspective. If your camera is still, consider running up to it.
If you're teaching a tutorial, it's totally cool to do it a bit more laid back, but I found myself truly enjoying videos with movement. Whether it's a laugh, a jump, some dancing, or on the flip side, a still shot of the camera doing the movement in post. You know, that gentle pan I was speaking about. It's worth considering all of this when it comes to thinking about the video that you want to film. My general rule is to cut the clip, leaving the viewer wanting to see more. Don't drag a moment for longer than it needs to be. People are likely to click out of the video, but in the same breath, hold a moment if you feel the need to. For me, pacing means knowing when to add B-roll clips over you talking. It helps to have a visual break every now and then. You can film in 50 frames per second, 60 frames per second, or even 120 frames per second if you have the ability. And then slow down your B-roll in the edit for some buttery smooth slow-mo. Or you can do a variety of jump cuts to speed up the pace as well.
Handheld footage is super in my opinion for those fast-paced clips.
If I'm filming someone making a coffee, it's going to be handheld. If I'm filming a property, it's going to be on a gimbal and there will be loads of slow-mo. If I'm filming suspense, there's going to be slow-mo too. If I'm filming a product, there's going to be a combination of both handheld and slow-mo. Pacing is important, but I can't tell you the pace that your video needs to be.
We sort of develop our own styles through pace, whether it's how we film the video or how we edit the video. At least that's what I found to be one of the factors when it comes to differentiating content.
But please don't fast forward your clips.
For example, let's say you're running and you're hitting up that double pace. It looks pretty fake. I did this one loads when I started making videos and I thought it would help with pace, but it didn't. Maybe keep that in mind. Pacing should enhance your video, not dilute its impact. Finding the right song has got to be one of my favorite parts of creating a piece of content. So the songs that I pick for my videos, they are what ultimately help me identify the pace of the piece of content I'm creating. Music guides me as to where I want to speed things up by cutting through different shots, or when I want to slow things down by incorporating some slow-mo.
There are no rules for selecting music. My encouragement is that you pick tracks that reflect your personal taste, as opposed to picking popular styles that you may be hearing. A song can completely change the way you feel when watching something, and it can also assist with overall pacing too. So have fun with this part.
If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel if you'd like to see more content from me in the future. If you've never used a gimbal, then I think you should watch this video next. And if you've got a GoPro but you don't know how to use it, then maybe this is the one for you. So whatever you choose, I'll see you in my next video. Take care, guys. Bye.